Greetings and welcome, and thanks for joining me today as we come together once again to you on the aspect of life and leadership and making the two synonymous. As we look at the lesson today, and in fact, before we start the lesson, I just need to do something really important, and that's to give a major shout out to two good friends of mine who have helped me get to this point, as well as many others as well. But all the bits and pieces I've been able to get together to this point, I owe a great debt of gratitude and thanks to Pastors Keith and Tonya Sanford of San Antonio, Texas. Pastor Keith, Pastor Tanya, thank you so much. We love you and we appreciate you so much. And thank you for helping me. Now, before Pastor Keith and Pastor Tanya helped me, there were several others of you that helped with other bits and pieces that came in. And I want to take this moment to thank you for helping me and getting me to this point, because I do understand a man is never ever, or a woman is never ever a product of just themselves, but they're a product of those around them that help them get them and aid them to the place where God has called them to do certain things. So I just want to say thank you to the Sanfords, and thank you to all of you that gave in so many different ways to help get me here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's jump into today's lesson. We're going to begin today with the subject of the essence of leadership. What is the essence of leadership? And I want to really explore the importance of creating an authentic style of leadership. And it has been said on many different occasions, but it has been said that life is lived on levels. It's arrived at in stages, and it's experienced in seasons. So as a result of that, life is a constant developing and a constant evolving, as it were, where we are moving from one place of understanding, one place of knowledge, and another. If you ask me what I knew 2 years ago about leadership as opposed to what I know now, it's as different as day and night. So when we look at life and leadership, we're speaking about how we are beginning to evolve. And I think one of the best places for us to begin is looking at the essence of leadership. What is leadership about? And it has been said as well, your leadership capacity will determine the extent to which you can manifest the blessing of God in your lives and the lives of other people. Capacity is key to being an effective tool in being effective in the lives of other people. And there's been so many different definitions of leadership, and I like this one that I heard recently, and it said basically leadership is one thing. Leadership is influence. Bottom line, leadership is influence. So when we now begin to look at how we can be influential as leaders, it's important that we go back to what makes leadership authentic. The greatest challenge in the world today is 3 words: leadership, leadership, leadership. It's the greatest challenge wherever you look, whether it's here in the United States, whether it is in Canada, whether it is in Ukraine, whether it is in Russia, whether it is in China, whether it is in Australia, wherever you look in the world, in Africa, the challenge that we are facing globally as a globe is leadership. So with the intent today of us trying to understand the essence of leadership, this is really where I would like to begin. The spirit of leadership, or the essence of leadership, must really be broken down. So let's break down some of these terms. The first term we're going to look at is spirit. So what is spirit? Spirit is something that's intangible. The spirit of leadership, or the spirit, can be an anointing for leadership. It is, as a result, can be the empowerment of the Holy Spirit as you lead people, or you lead a group, or you lead an office, or you lead a company. It's also been defined as a spiritual calling. Leadership can be a spiritual calling. So when we begin to look at and ask the question, what is the spirit of leadership? These are the intangibles of leadership, things that you can't necessarily touch, but eventually you will begin to see and you will begin to hear. Now, when we begin to look at the spirit of leadership encompasses a number of basic things that we need to embrace, we need to think about, and then look at developing those in our lives as we try and bring this union together of lifestyle and leadership and form this beautiful union that will make us far more effective. So the first thing is, when we begin to look at the spirit of leadership, or the spirit of a leader, or the essence of a leader, what is the essence of a leader? Number one, the essence of a leader is, number one, who you are without a title. We're living in times where so much emphasis has been placed upon title. And some people get gravely offended when referring to them if you don't refer to them by their title. Some feel demeaned, some feel devalued. And I think to a large extent, we've gotten the horse before the cart, or we've got the cart before the horse. And titles have consumed us so badly that it's gotten us to a place whereby we're no longer looking at being effective, but we're looking at being esteemed. And I want to strike a balance here, okay? Because I'm not one of these guys that's anti-title and I'm looking to pull titles down. I think titles are important. They reflect a certain amount of respect that you afford someone. But if all we are pushing for in leadership is title, then I think we're operating at a much lower level. And the idea is for us to come up higher. So leadership really, if you look at it, really has nothing to do with title. Title is an adornment. It is something that is given to you. It is an extrinsic factor. It's a decoration. If you think about Christmas every year, in order for us to celebrate the festive period, all of the decorations come out. The tree comes out, the lights come out, all of the decorations that we'll put up on the ceiling in the house and on the doorways, the wreaths and all of those kinds of things. But if you notice one thing, as soon as the season ends, the decorations come down. And that's what titles can be. Titles can come up at Christmas, and we're using Christmas as an analogy. And then what happens with that is, once January the 1st hits, those decorations begin to come down. So titles are fleeting. Titles are fickle. Titles are here today and can be gone tomorrow. So they're nothing that we really should put the totality of our leadership weight and our leadership lifestyle into, because they're up one day, they're down the next. So the second thing I want us to think about with regards to leadership and lifestyle, leadership is also who you are without a position. Who you are without a position. Because sometimes, as soon as someone's been given a position, they change. They change. Before they have the position, they walk normally, they talk normally, they act normally, they behave normally. But the minute they get a position, at times, certain individuals now begin to change and they develop an air of superiority, which can cause a problem, because then we have the danger of falling into the performance trap. And in subsequent weeks, we're going to be speaking about the performance trap that we can potentially fall into as leaders, which is not good. It's an unhealthy way to practice your leadership. Leadership also is who you are without money. Money is a very powerful source. And I've personally had the experiences that when people look at you and they view you in ministry circles, in church circles, even outside of the church, when you don't have much money, there's very little respect for you. Now, I'm not chasing money to gain the respect of people. All I'm saying is sometimes when people view you with a sense of respect, if you are or if you don't have that much money, they don't really attach a great level of respect to you. So if you build your significance into money, you're going to be definitely disappointed, because then it can create all other kinds of problems. We know what's right around the corner if we develop a great a great passion and a great focus for money. And not money is a bad thing. And again, I'm not one of these that likes to bash money and money is evil. You need money in your life. I need money in my life. We need to make as much of it as possible and use it as a tool to further what God's doing in us and God's doing through us, and then to be a benefit to uplift those that are around us as well. 4, what is the essence of leadership? It is who you are without any sense of recognition. Who you are without any sense of recognition. Everyone wants the plaudits. Everyone wants the applause. Everyone wants the likes. Everyone wants to be ensured that they are given the notoriety and the value and the esteem. But leadership is who you are without any sense of recognition. If we want to get to the essence of the spirit of leadership, we have to be prepared to strip ourselves of these 4 things. Because here's the bottom line. You are a leader before you're in a position of leadership. You are a leader before you're given a title. You are a leader before you have any money. You are a leader before you have any recognition. And when we have this understanding, and this is why I want to marry the 2 examples of leadership together, of life and leadership, how we live our lives. If we live our lives in a manner that is healthy, that we're not so bothered about the title that we've been given, we're not so worried about the position we've been given, we're not so worried and focused on money only, we're not so heavily focused on recognition, we then live a balanced lifestyle. Because as I said to you, I'm not against money, I'm not against position, I'm not against titles, I'm not against recognition. Those are things that I think are secondary to understanding the essence of leadership. And the primary essence is something that we're going to be speaking about in our next lesson. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope this has been in some ways not so insightful. Maybe some are a bit disappointed. You came here to say that? Don't you have any more? Well, stay with me in the subsequent coming weeks, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper and try and be a little bit more insightful. But I'm hoping today we began off on the right foot. So please do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe, hit that bell, so that every time I bring something new and bring something fresh, you'll be notified. And as well, share it with your friends, share it with your colleagues. And again, I hope this has been a blessing to you. So thanks for being with me today. Appreciate you. And thanks so much. Life and leadership working together. God bless you and have an incredible day. Take care. See you next time. Bye.